Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be telling you the exact key required to keeping money and profits consistently flowing in month to month and year on year. With the current generation and how things have been for the past sort of 10-20 years, everything we do and everything we purchase we kind of want instantly. For example, when you look at getting food or making food, if you can't be bothered to make food, you can literally order it on an app and get a company such as Deliveroo or Just Eat to deliver the food to your door. You don't even have to do anything, and it comes within a reasonable time frame. Another example would be when you order things online through Amazon. You know, if you're a Prime member, sometimes things, if you're early enough in the day, sometimes things can actually get delivered in the same day. And if not, worst case, you get it the next day, and that can also be in under a 24-hour period. And the car industry at the moment is all about leasing and financing, so we can get the car we want, and it becomes more affordable because we spread the cost over a monthly basis, so we can afford to get what we want without having to pay what seems like the RRP for things, I suppose. So it kind of comes across as an offer, and it comes across as more affordable as well. To summarize, when we want something, we want it straight away or within a quick time frame. And this I will touch upon again because this is where it can cause issues for consistencies and where a lot of people tend to fall short. They don't have the patience or the vision long term because everything they've been used to comes relatively quick. And obviously, who doesn't want to become rich in good time? To make this possible, how do we make large quantities of money before we get too old? What is the key to making good investments that return high profits week on week, month on month, and year on year? Well, there's 2 steps I'm going to go through in this video that will tell you exactly how you can do that. Okay, so firstly, we're going to touch on risk management. Okay, this is the first step and probably the most important of the two. We need a risk management plan in place that's strict and efficient so that we can maximize our profits and minimize our losses when we encounter both scenarios. Now, a lot of traders do preach about risk management, and any supposed course gurus or mentors, if you like, always preach about risk management. And you still see the majority of traders not stick to risk management, or even traders online or on social media where you see them and 1 month they're making 20%, 30%, and then a few months later you've not heard anything and they're suddenly not trading anymore, and it'll be because they haven't stuck to a risk management plan. If you don't have a risk management plan in place, then you cannot be consistent. So how do we actually go about creating a risk management plan? So firstly, I always say to make money, you first got to be able to actually know how to preserve the money. You need to know when to enter the markets and when to stay out of the markets, because some people aren't patient enough to remain out of the markets, or they get too confident, and if they start profiting, they think they've suddenly found the golden ticket to becoming this profitable trader and you won't experience losses. And they start taking lower probability trades because they just want to experience that same feeling they got when they made a winning trade not so long before. So now I'm going to go through the importance of why sticking to the risk management is important and why retaining the same risk percentage throughout your trades is vital. So here we have a scenario and we place our first trade. It's 1% risk, it's a winner, and we secure 4% profit. Now, a lot of people at this point, like I touched on earlier, would be getting confident in themselves. They've had one trade, it's gone good, and they think, well, this is actually quite easy. I'm going to up my risk to 2% because I could have secured 8% profit in that trade. Next time round, I'll secure 8% as opposed to 4%. So now we go into trades 2, 3, and 4 with a 2% risk, and we actually lose all 3 trades and end up having minus 6% loss overall. Now our balance is down to minus 2%. So this is obviously going to play on anyone's mindset. More so a beginner or someone who's only had a year's experience, because they start doubting themselves. They start doubting what they've proved to themselves through data collection over the past year of trading. So now you're getting fearful of the markets. So we want to now reduce our risk because we don't want to go into any more drawdown than we already are, especially because we were 4% up and now we're at minus 2%. So we go into our 5th trade and we are at 0.5% risk. This trade is a winner and we secure 2% profit. Now we're back to break even, and across the 5 trades, because of the change in risk percentage and the effects on our psychology, as a result, we end up only breaking even, which is pretty poor across 5 trades. So now I'm going to go through scenario 2 and show you the power of sticking to the same risk throughout each trade. So here we have our first trade again. This time we're risking 1% like we did at the start, and we secure 4%. Only this time, trade 2, 3 and 4, we retain the 1% risk. All 3 lose, but this time we only lose minus 3% as opposed to minus 6%. And we still are in profit with an overall balance of 1%. We go into our 5th trade, retaining the 1% risk again. It's a winner and we secure 4% profit. This leaves us with a balance of 5% overall. And you can see clearly the difference in retaining that same risk management plan, the same risk per trade. Instead of being a break even across 5 trades, we've actually profited 5%. So I hope this gets the point across of the importance of risk management and why it needs to be in place. And it's all good and well saying, you need a good risk management in place. But how do you know that your risk management plan is going to work and that sticking to 1% risk is actually, going to benefit you in the long run? So this is where data collection comes in. I'm always on at my students for continuing data collection. Whether you're doing really well and you're making consistent profit, or whether nothing's going right, you still need to be collecting data every week to see what opportunities you missed out on and what opportunities you lost on that you entered and you possibly shouldn't have, and ones where you might have even cut profits short unnecessarily because you might have been in a different mindset. There's all these different variables involved. So what I say to a lot of people is, in order to create your risk management plan, once you've got a technique of trading under the belt, you need to backtest some data. So I always recommend at least 2 months worth of data to go through back testing with your technique. Record everything that you can. All my students have access to a spreadsheet and it has about 25 different titles in it so that it covers every scenario and you know exactly what you need to do when you come to trading and what you need to record, so that in future you know what opportunities are correct and worth the risk and what ones aren't. Because not only is risking 1% and keeping the same risk important, but knowing when the risk is worth it and when it isn't gives you the ability to know when to execute and when to sit on your hands. So you have 2 months worth of data and you've got 12 trades across the 2 months. Now you can work out through the different titles and the different data that you've recorded what works well and what doesn't. And this is how you generate your risk management plan. And everyone's slightly different. Everyone learns differently. Everyone sees the charts differently. Some people might like to trade counters to the 15-minute time frame, but they will never trade counters to the 4-hour because the profitability for them is way, way lower and the strike rate is way, way lower as well. So it's low profit, low strike rate, and it's just not worth them executing them sort of positions. So from that data collection, they know that it's not a trade they'll take. They know to sit on the hands in that scenario whenever you're against the 4-hour time frame, and you know that your 1% risk just isn't worth it. On the other hand, counters to the 4-hour might really benefit you as long as you're in line with 15-minute internal structure or 15-minute swing structure, right? And this is all about collecting data. This is the importance of tying these up. This is what ultimately will develop and outline your risk management plan, so you can see how they both sort of intertwine together. So how can this make you more money consistently? Well, I've shown that having a risk management plan in place, backed up by data collection, works, and it'll be strict and efficient through your data collection, so you'll know it has worked previously and it should work in the future. Now, when you're at the ability to be able to take a funded account challenge and you have several £100,000 that you're trading with, it's very important to have this risk management in place, because one loss of a 2% risk on £200,000 is going to be £4,000. Now, that is quite a lot of money to lose. So you want to make sure your risk management plan is soundproof. Otherwise, it's really going to affect your mentality, and it really will be the downfall of your trading experience journey. It could scar you so much that you just give up, right? And this is what happens. People don't have risk management in place. They get these scars because they don't know when to stay out of the markets, and they don't know when to execute, when to get rid of profit. This will all be in your risk management plan, backed up by data collection. So if you use these same 2 scenarios based off of £100,000, and let's say you keep 90% of your profits, 5% a month is still plenty of money. And this is how you retain riches. This is how you stay consistently profitable. And it's not about trying to over risk to gain even more profit, you only need small percentages in truth. Now, it is possible, and it always is done, that you have, double figure months. You have over 10%. That's fine. That comes naturally from risking just 1%. Why be greedy and potentially ruin everything you've worked for and all the profits you've secured previously just to try and make more money that you would make down the line anyway? So I hope this makes sense and this video has been pretty insightful. I feel that this is probably not touched upon enough, and a lot of traders like to just show the profits, but they don't delve into the real truth about how they retain the profits and gain the profits in the first place. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date. I'll be bringing out more content similar to this. I've got a load of ideas coming up, and if you did enjoy the video, also give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.